so this is kind of a recap of what's going on in retailing as we talk about globalization, everything getting down to a smaller scale. We want to be more connected with our stores, with our whatever it is that we're doing in our community. The unchaining of retail, meaning we're just getting more and more specialty. The unstoring of retail. We don't want big sizes and lots of stuff anymore. We want service. 80-20 rule is just the less is more. Give me a specialty. Give me a limited edition. Give me something I can't get all the time. Make me feel good, that I have that special little thing. We talked a lot about the share of life. The consumer is a co-creator. They're really going to start to define retail. New technology environment, that's huge. And as a salon, I really think that we have to get involved in that. And the triple bottom line scorecard. This is about businesses being better people. And this is also about, along with know your client, know your employee, get involved in your community. So we talked about, that was a big trend 2 years ago, and that's getting bigger and bigger to say, if I have so many choices, if I can buy hair care anywhere, if there's a salon down every street, let me look past this dollar that I'm exchanging for a haircut or a bottle of shampoo and look to what you're doing to anchor me in the community. Maybe you endorse a softball team. Maybe whatever it is that you do to get involved, do it, but then tell people that you're doing it. They say the one big thing about charity is that it doesn't count if you tell people, but you really need to tell them. You need to say, hey, I hear that our children are in the same school. That type of thing. And we're even seeing big business do that kind of stuff. And then the last thing is the consolidation of big box retail. What's happening is they're not going away, but we're going to see less of them. They're going to get bigger, and then they're going to be farther spread apart. Like all the Targets in my area are shutting down, and everything's turning into a super Target, right? Everybody's been into a super Target, okay, but we're not going to have them on every corner anymore. Now you have to drive 10 miles, but you're going to have this big mountain of a Target that caters to everything.
60-40 in your town center. I mean, if you watch it, it has to be 60% local businesses and 40% boxes. They won't allow them just to be boxes.
Oh, good. Where did you hear that?
Mill Creek Town Center was the first example of that. They're doing the same thing in Everett, where they're redoing the waterfront. So that way people will build condos above and businesses below and big boxes every few miles.
That's great.
What's a big box?
Big box national chain.
A big box is like a Best Buy, a Walmart.
Something an anchor versus a.
Hold on. When we talk anchor, we talk about what we think of in an old mall, a JCPenney, a Sears. We've really, anchors like that are moving so far away. What we're moving into is we have the big box like the Walmart, any kind of superstore, super Target carries everything plus groceries. And so that when we say, really that's mass, that's what we're talking about. The other shift that's happening with those old traditional anchors is that we're not building malls the way that we used to build malls anymore. We're building lifestyle centers. I don't know what your world is like out here, but I'm going to give you an example in Minnesota. I used to live in a suburb called Naperville. And all these people moved up there and they put in this shopping area, and this is what it was like. It had cobblestone streets. This is Minnesota, mind you. The shops are outdoors. There was specialty little restaurants. There was a movie theater. There was an Anthropology and an American Eagle on the same shopping strip. Direct competition together, which a traditional mall would never do. But the reason that we saw that shift is because shopping had to become a gathering place. The old mall, it didn't entertain us, it didn't help us get out with our friends, and it was just started to really see declines in sales. So everything that we're seeing open now is about connection. It's about meet your girlfriends there on the cobblestone bench, go to Cold Stone, which is the customized ice cream place, go to a really cool sushi restaurant in a major mall area where before you only would have saw a chain. And so it's about specialty. So, and then the old anchors, like the JCPenney's, basically what happened is they started bottoming out. Everything that was in the middle, between a specialty and a mass, you have this middle market, which would be like the Gap, a JCPenney's, a Sears, and if you watch their stock, the bottom started to fall on all of it. How many different people has the Gap hired to try to reclaim their place in the market because they didn't have a niche? The only thing that was doing good a few years ago was Old Navy, because they were more like a Kohl's or a super discounted, but even they started to lose footing because it was a pendulum that was either I want specialty or I want mass. And everything in the center just kind of fell apart. So it's kind of redefining itself right now. Does that make sense? So this is what we're looking at for holiday '07. This has been a huge thing every day in the paper, every subscription that I get. I have to tell you something, the father of my children, I'm not married. We live together. We really do get it's like a disorder. We get every single subscription. I mean, I couldn't even begin to read them, but every time I open them one up, it's something about the housing market and a lot of fear driving behavior right now. And obviously gas prices are another thing that are always on everyone's mind. But what I wanted to share with you is that July '07, retail as a whole was up 3.1% over last year. So we're still seeing increases. And that the health and personal care category was up 6.3%. So as we're approaching the winter holidays, which are absolutely the biggest potential for profits, I don't want anybody going in with being too negative. You have to be optimistic and you have to plan for success. So I thought I'd bring you some fun statistics. It said, how many Americans plan to celebrate the winter holidays? That means not just Christmas, that means a winter holiday. What do you guys think? What? 100%? No, close. 93% of people will celebrate between Hanukkah, Christmas, and what's the other one I can never pronounce? Yeah, Kwanzaa. What?
You don't have any of them.
No, I don't. I don't have any. I only have people that look like me. Okay. Oh. Well, it's true. My mother's 100% Swedish, and she's this little blonde thing, and my father's 100% Czech. And he's like big Russian guy, big beard. Anyway, more than you guys want to know about me. How much do they plan on spending on gifts? I can break this down. We're going to talk about this, but we can say people as a whole on average, or I can give you under 50. If you make under $50,000 a year, this is what you're going to spend, or if you make over $50,000 a year, this is what you're going to spend, and maybe that helps define more who your customer is in your salon. So should we do both?
Yes.
Okay. How much do they plan to spend on gifts? I'm going to break this down. Gifts for your family. If you make less than $50,000 a year for your family, you're going to spend $338, and I'm going to round this. Get this, if you make over, $50,000 a year, you're going to spend $618. So that's a huge difference.
On each one?
No, this is for love you. I need to say something about that because if she's going to spend no. What do you want me to tell you? 338. If we took that mindset about the clients that came in our salon, well, I'm going to spend $600 on one person. And if we said every client that comes in our salon, they're going to spend $600 on every single family member or person that they know, and 21%, with the statistic will come up, I think that's what it was, is going to be spent in personal care and beauty, would we look at that as a retail opportunity? Mm-hmm. And why is our client different than we? Our client is us. I mean, you know what I mean? You guys, in general, stereotypically, are ultimate consumers. You're trendy, you're creative, you want to be on the pulse of what's new, what's hot, what's now. You're out spending money. So all I say is look at what is influencing you to spend your money and bring that exact influence into your salon and sell.
Hallelujah.
Yes!